So welcome you all to this training session on statistical process control, that is SPC. Today is the day 2 of this session, and in today's session, after the clause of confidentiality, we will quickly go through what we have learned yesterday, so that there is no gaps. Then what is the difference between the control limit and specification limits, that we are going to see. Then we will see how you are going to carry out the statistical process control, that is SPC. What are the various steps involved in the SPC? Then we will learn what are the various types of control chart, okay, and then preparing the control chart in the Excel sheet. Just a minute, I forget one thing to write here. We are also going to check, see the various states of the processes, and then we are also going to see the various concept like median, average, median, variance and standard deviation. Okay, that will be here on the top. So as we are telling you at the start of every session, the training content is of proprietary nature. Do not share any content, the screenshot, recordings on any of the public platform, not to your connection. Share the knowledge, do not share the contents directly. Yesterday we have seen the history of SPC. It has been initiated by Walter A. Shewhart in 1920 in the Bell Laboratories, and then carried forward by Dr. W. Edwards Deming, and then Japanese people truly worked on these concepts and made it popular in the world. We have seen that every process will have the variation, and the statistical process control will give you or will provide you the methods, statistical methods to control the process variation. So it is not just the controlling, it is basically measuring, monitoring and taking the action. अगर आप एक्शन नहीं लोगे तो आप प्रोसेस को प्रॉपर वे में कैसे चलाओगे? So you need to take the actions from the various trends and behavior that you see. Every process will have the variation, है ना? उसके इनहेरेंट नेचर में है कि every process will have the variation. एंड वेरिएशन जो होता है, जैसे हमने कल देखा, इट इज द सिंपल प्रोसेस ऑफ कमिंग टू द ऑफिस, इट विल हैव द वेरिएशन. So every process will have variation because of the presence of two types of causes. One is the common cause and another is the special cause. We have seen in detail what is common cause, what is special cause yesterday. And when only common causes are present, when only the variation is only attributed to the common causes, the process is said to be in a state of statistical control. Now, how we will come to know that whether there are any special causes present or not in the process? You are going to calculate the control limits and then see the pattern of your data points. If the data points show any of these 8 patterns listed here, it means there is a special cause present. Special cause is not only when some point is outside control limit. Even if your data is within the control limits, there can be a special cause present. And when the special cause present, your process will not be predictable and it will not be in a state of statistical control. So what you need to do, you need to find out that special cause and remove that one, and then again collect data, again calculate, move forward. So that we will going to see in the steps involved in the SPC. We have seen what are the various actions you can take based on the type of causes, the local actions and the actions on the system. So local actions will be the actions which are going to take on the special causes, and the actions on the system will eliminate the causes, common causes. What it is required, because your customer require product meeting all his quality requirements, and how he is going to know that whether your process is capable of meeting their requirement or not? It is through the capability analysis. Why they ask you for certain CPK indices, maybe 1.66, maybe 1.33, whatever it may be. It is basically to have the confidence in your process that yes, your process is in control and also capable to meet the customer requirement, to produce the product which meets the customer requirement. कस्टमर जब आपको बोलता है कि मुझे ये सीपी की वैल्यू चाहिए, तो अगर सीपी की वैल्यू 1.66 है तो उनको पता है कि यस इनकी प्रोसेस जो है वो स्टैटिस्टिकली स्टेबल है ना, एट अराउंड 5 सिग्मा मींस अराउंड 230 डिफेक्ट्स पर मिलियन अपॉर्चुनिटीज उसमें रहेंगे, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू सी इन डिटेल है ना टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ द प्रोग्राम हाउ टू रिलेट दिस। बट उनको एक कॉन्फिडेंस मिलता है कि यस आपकी प्रोसेस जो है स्टैटिस्टिकली स्टेबल है एंड कैपेबल भी है। So first thing is that you need to bring your process into state of statistical control by removing the special causes, identifying it and removing it. तो identify कैसे करेंगे हम special cause present है या नहीं? How you are going to identify? Anybody can tell me? If I give you the control chart, you plot the control chart, how you are going to know the special cause is present or not? कैसे पता करोगे आप कि स्पेशल कॉज प्रेजेंट है उसमें या नहीं है? Yes, anybody?
So based on trend,
Based on
that's
the
the way of seeing the trend chart. I mean, especially
yeah, this one
it's a predictable and unpredictable. Yes, yes.
है ना. So based on this you will monitor the patterns. Okay, you will monitor and check whether any special cause present, a special cause pattern is present or not. And once you know that yes there is a special cause, you will find out that what is the special cause present, whether it's a mechanical problem, whether it's electrical, mechanical, your material problem or your setting problem, quality problem, whatever it may be, you detect that, you eliminate that, and then once it is brought to the state of statistical control, your process is predictable. You know where it is going to move, where it is going to operate. आपको ये पता चलता है कि हमारी प्रोसेस कहाँ पे ऑपरेट करेगी, किस पैरामीटर के रेंज में ऑपरेट करेगी, और you can now start assessing the capability. Now जब हम capability analysis करते हैं, their control limits are not used, there you are using the specification limits. जब हम CPK, PPK, CPPPK फॉर्मूले देखेंगे, you are not going to use the control limit, you are going to use the specification limit. But you are also going to use the standard deviations. So जितना वेरिएशन कम रहेगा उतना आपका standard deviation कम रहेगा. That you will come to know again in next slides. So our endeavor is that to control the process with as much low variation as possible. जितना कम वेरिएशन के साथ आप प्रोसेस को मेंटेन करोगे उतना आपका प्रोसेस जो है कैपेबल रहेगा, और स्पेशल कॉज अगर हटा दोगे प्रोसेस से तो उतना आपका प्रोसेस जो है वो कंट्रोल में रहेगा. जितना प्रोसेस सेंटर में चलेगा उतना उसका कैपेबिलिटी बढ़ते जाएगा.
Sir, are you new to the mystery, or the process must first be brought into the statistical?
Mr. Praveen, your voice is not very clear. Can you please repeat?
Sir, which slide is it's right now?
The process must first be brought into the statistical control.
Okay, 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 okay.
So basically what you need to do, bring the process into state of statistical control by removing the special causes, and then you can assess the capability of the process. Now what is the difference between the in control and capable? Yesterday we have seen with the various examples. I have shown you that okay, driver is driving a vehicle from on the road, and we have asked you which one is capable, which one is more capable, which one is in more control. So when you are saying the variation is almost same, means there is no special causes. Basically there is no special causes means the process is in a state of statistical control, है ना. Whether it's A, this is B, and this is C, all are having the similar variation. There is no special cause means they are in control. Okay, they are in control, there is no special cause. But whether they are capable or not, capability will be assessed with respect to the specification limit. स्पेसिफिकेशन लिमिट के रेफरेंस में वो कहां पे चल रहे हैं, द चांसेस ऑफ गोइंग आउट ऑफ स्पेसिफिकेशन लिमिट कौन से केस में सबसे कम है? अगर कोई ऑब्स्टेकल आ जाता है, कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ जाता है आपकी प्रोसेस में, कुछ इशू हो जाता है, विच प्रोसेस विल नॉट गो आउट ऑफ द स्पेसिफिकेशन लिमिट, इसके बाहर कौन नहीं जाएगा? कौन सी प्रोसेस नहीं जाएगी इसके बाहर सडनली? बी प्रोसेस, है ना? तो इवन विद द स्लाइटेस्ट ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम योर प्रोसेस विल नॉट गो आउटसाइड, ओके। बट ये जो है इनके चांसेस ज्यादा है बाहर जाने के। जस्ट कंसिडर इट एज, मैं ऐसे आपको सॉरी हॉरिजॉन्टली दिखाता हूं। जस्ट समझिए कि दिस इज योर कंट्रोल लिमिट्स, ओके, ऑफ रीचिंग टू द ऑफिस। वन पर्सन इज ऑपरेटिंग एट दिस रेंज, ही इज इन कंट्रोल, देयर इज नो स्पेशल कॉज प्रेजेंट, है ना, कोई स्पेशल कॉज नहीं है। पर्सन बी इज हियर एंड पर्सन सी इज हियर। एंड दीज आर योर स्पेसिफिकेशन लिमिट्स। यहाँ पर है जो आपको 8:15 तक पहुंचना है ऑफिस में, आपका ये स्पेसिफिकेशन लिमिट यहाँ पे है, समझो। अब आप सोचिए कि देर इज सम प्रॉब्लम, मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ सम डिले हियर एंड देयर, कुछ हो जाता है सडनली, ठीक है, इवन इफ द स्पेशल कॉज इज प्रेजेंट, तब भी अगर होता है तो क्या विच पर्सन, जैसे 5 मिनट का डिले हो जाता है तो 5 मिनट में देखिए आप यहां चला जाएगा, 5 मिनट में सिर्फ यहीं पे जाएगा। अगर 5 मिनट कम हो जाता है तो यहाँ पे आएगा, एंड 5 मिनट में ये इस साइड चला जा सकता है या फिर इस साइड चला जा सकता है। नाउ द पर्सन बी विल विथस्टैंड एनी लार्जर वेरिएशन, वेरएज पर्सन ए और बी जो है ये वेरिएशंस होते ही आउट ऑफ स्पेसिफिकेशन जा सकता है ना। तो इसका मतलब आपको कैपेबल भी बनना है और कंट्रोल में भी रहना है। कंट्रोल में तो तीनों है, देयर इज नो स्पेशल कॉज, देयर इज वेरिएशन इज आल्सो लेस। तो आपको कैपेबल बनना है तो आपको दो चीजों का ध्यान रखना पड़ता है। वन इज प्रोसेस सेंटरिंग, योर प्रोसेस मस्ट रन at the center nearer to the averages of the specification limit, that is one requirement, and with the minimum variation possible, with the minimum variation possible. Like we have taken this example, now I am giving you another example of A and B. This is process A and this is process B. I say that there is no special cause present in the A and B. So can we say that both are in the state of statistical control? Can we say both are in control? Yes, people, can we say both are in control?
Both are in a specific limit, right?
These are control limits, okay? These are the control limits. है? So there is no special cause present. That is I am telling you, there are no special cause present. It means both are in the state of statistical control.
Yes.
है ना? So we can
Yes,
say,
sir.
है ना? So if there is no special cause, I am telling you there is no special cause. It means both are in the state of statistical control. And I will tell you that okay, average is also same. है ना? Average of both the process is same. Average value is same. Can you say they both are capable equally? Can you now say both are equally? No, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Cannot say equally capable
Yes,
नहीं है.
both are capable. Why?
हाँ, because you see this process will have a tendency to go outside. अगर इस point पे कुछ variation होता है, he will go out of specification. Whereas this portion is not going to go out of specification, because if you calculate the variance, if you calculate the standard deviation, the standard deviation of this process is more. Process A, the standard deviation is more. The dispersion with respect to the average line is more, whereas in the B, the standard deviation is less. And in the capability formula, when you learn the capability formula, there are two things. One is the average, another is the standard deviation. In the capability formula, the standard deviation is in the denominator. Okay, the standard deviation is in the denominator. I am not telling you the full formula, I am just telling you standard deviation is in the denominator of capability. Now, if the standard deviation increases, what will happen to this capability? It will increase or decrease?
Decrease.
Decrease, है ना? Because standard deviation increases, it means capability decreases. And standard deviation is depending on what? Standard deviation depends on the variation that you are going to learn now. Why I am giving you this perspective, so that you know why we are calculating the standard deviation. क्या मतलब है उसका? स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन का इम्पैक्ट कहां पर होता है? और everybody please mute. Suyog, keep yourself mute. There is a background noise. Thank you. So आपको ये पता चलेगा कि स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन जो है, how it is calculated. This is the average line. If you think this as the average line, and the data points are like this one, the standard deviation of these data points and the standard deviation of, I am drawing another standard deviation of this one. In case of this red line, the standard deviation will be less, because standard deviation is calculated with respect to the positioning of every data point with respect to the average of the datas. Okay, with respect to the average of the data. When you calculate this, you know that okay, how far they are placed every point. There are the formulas that I am going to tell you. Got it? So simply, to make the process in control, you need to remove the special causes and you bring it into the control. But once you remove the special causes, it may be capable, it may not be capable. Okay, so let us go to the next slide. Now there is a special causes of variation present. There is a scenario in your process, special causes are present and common causes are also present. When there is a special cause and common cause present, your process is out of control. You cannot predict. It is unpredictable. It is not stable. It is not in a state of statistical control. True? Or when there is special causes present, again you can say it is out of control. Now, if you are here, if your process is having common causes, special causes and common causes both, what you will do? You will remove the special causes of variation. And जैसे आप इसको remove करेंगे, you will come in control. Now you are in control. But you don't know whether you are capable or not capable. So whether your capability, you need to assess the capability now, utilizing the formulas, utilizing the data, calculating the standard deviation, calculating the CPK or PPK values by utilizing the specification limits and the average and the standard deviation. Okay, so now once you know that yes, now it is not capable, you are in control but not capable, you are now here. So what you will do? You are going to take action on two things. One is the process centering, means your process should be centered with respect to the specification limits. रोड के बीच में चलना है आपको, ताकि आप इधर उधर जितना बीच में चलोगे उतना आपके चांसेस कम रहेंगे. मैं आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट 2 लेन रोड, है ना. 2 लेन में अपने अपनी लेन में चलना है. नहीं तो बोलोगे कि सर ने बोला है कि 2 लेन में भी आपका नहीं कि सेंटर में चलाना है गाड़ी. नो. ओके, इफ दिस इज अ 2 लेन रोड, आप अपनी लेन में चलिए, ठीक है, इसको इसकी लेन में चलने दीजिए. बट इन सच केसेस your specification limit is like this one. गॉट इट? व्हेन आई से कि रोड के बीच में चलना है, डू नॉट ड्राइव लाइक दिस वन, 2 लेन रोड में, है ना, नहीं तो फिर अननेसेसरी चालान कटेगा, मेरे ऊपर आओगे आप. सो देन वंस यू नो कि आपकी कैपेबिलिटी रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है, तो व्हाट यू नीड टू डू, यू नीड टू रिड्यूस द वेरिएशन. जितना वेरिएशन कम करोगे, स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन उतना ही कम होगा. और आपने देखा स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन इज इन द डिनोमिनेटर फॉर द कैपेबिलिटी एनालिसिस. स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन कम होगा तो कैपेबिलिटी इंक्रीज होगी. एंड सेकेंडली द प्रोसेस सेंटरिंग, प्रोसेस जितना सेंटर में रहेगा उतना आपका कैपेबिलिटी अप रहेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि कैपेबिलिटी जब हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं, देयर विल बी कैपेबिलिटी एल एंड कैपेबिलिटी यू, और ये दोनों में से जो छोटा रहता है वो लेना पड़ता है. वी आर नॉट गोइंग इनटू डिटेल ऑफ दिस वन, है ना. इट विल बी कवर्ड इन द लास्ट डे व्हेन वी आर गोइंग टू सी द सीपी, पीपी, पीपीके एंड सीपीके. ओके, बट यू पीपल शुड नो कि यस, कैपेबिलिटी हमने आपको आज आप ओवरव्यू दे रहे कि यस, द प्रोसेस कैपेबल होना चाहिए, कंट्रोल में होना चाहिए. द आइडियल सिचुएशन इज योर प्रोसेस इज इन कंट्रोल. इसका मतलब वहां पे कोई भी स्पेशल कॉज प्रेजेंट नहीं है, एंड इट इज कैपेबिलिटी इज एक्सेप्टेबल. एक्सेप्टेबल इन द सेंस what your customer has given. Earlier people used to give 1.33 as the minimum requirement, but nowadays everybody is asking for 1.66, or you can say 1.67. so you will come to know कि ये कैसे कैलकुलेट किया जाता है 1.66. ठीक है, यहां तक किसी को कोई डाउट? एनीथिंग यू पीपल वांट टू आस्क? If any questions are there, please. Otherwise, we will move to the next topic. Okay. Now, every process tends to deteriorate. आपकी, I am telling you, like the process of your going to the office, simple process, it also tends to deteriorate. So you need to take time to time action. जैसे आप देखिए अभी, your wake up time is going to change. आप थोड़ा थोड़ा लेट उठना शुरू करोगे. क्यों उठना शुरू करोगे अभी? Anybody can tell me what is the reason now? Knowingly or unknowingly it happens now. So what is the reason behind that? Winter, yes, good Pawan, है ना. ऑटोमेटिकली हो जाता है. तो सेम थिंग कैन हैपन इन द प्रोसेस ऑल्सो. देर आर सर्टन फैक्टर्स विच प्लेज द रोल. Environmental factors are there which plays the role in the your manufacturing processes also, and knowingly and unknowingly you adjust accordingly yourself. जैसे your wake up time is changing, but what happens, sometime you skip the bath, sometime you make it very fast. आप कहीं और जगह पे उसको मेकअप कर लेते हो, या फिर आप अलार्म जो है वो 5 मिनट पहले का लगा देते हो. समटाइम यू डू दैट, ऑल दिस ट्रिक्स, कि और 5 मिनट अलार्म मैं सुनूं और 5 मिनट बाद फिर उठ जाओ, तो टाइम पे उठ जाना होता है. मेनी पीपल डू लाइक दैट वन. ठीक है. सो आपकी जो प्रोसेस है, एवरी प्रोसेस विल टेंड्स टू डिटोरिएट बिकॉज ऑफ सम रीजन, और बिकॉज ऑफ देयर इज नो रीजन ऑल्सो इट कैन टेंड्स टू डिटोरिएट. जैसे उसके ऊपर से हमने नजर हटाई, इट टेंड्स टू डिटोरिएट. नाउ waking up, you are not going to monitor the control chart in the control chart, so you don't know. But your manufacturing processes, you can monitor the behavior of the processes and look whether it is deteriorating or not. So control chart are simple and effective tool to detect this degradation or deterioration in the processes and take the timely action. So it will give you a prediction that yes, or it will give you the visualization also that yes, it is deteriorating. प्रोसेस जो है वो डिग्रेड हो रहा है हमारा. टेम्परेचर जो कंट्रोल्स थे हमारे, इट इज नाउ रिड्यूसिंग और गोइंग अप. डायमेंशनल जो कंट्रोल थे उसके अंदर चेंजेस हो रहे, डिटोरिएट हो रहे. वी आर मूविंग टुवर्ड द स्पेसिफिकेशन लिमिट्स या कंट्रोल लिमिट्स, वॉट एवर you compare with. You will get a clue from the control chart. It is a visual tool and it will give you the opportunity to analyze the process and monitor the process. That is why we are utilizing the control charts to monitor the process, to take the timely action. और timely action लेने के लिए कब plot करना पड़ेगा हमको? आप timely action कब ले पाओगे? When you should plot the data? Can you take the action on the data of yesterday's shift plotted today? If you plot the yesterday's data, can you take any action based on that? Will that be fruitful? If you take the action on the yesterday's data,
No,
है ना? So what you need to do?
daily. You have
Yeah.
to on same time.
Same time. Whenever you collect the data, you plot it. For example, if your collection time is every day 8 o'clock, okay, every day 8 o'clock you need to plot. But you cannot plot yesterday's 8 o'clock data today. What input you will get? What action you are going to take from that? तो आपको क्या करना है, जहां पे हमने डेटा कलेक्ट किया है, जो भी हमारे फ्रीक्वेंसी है, वॉट एवर इट में भी, है ना, आपकी फ्रीक्वेंसी जो भी है, अगर एवरी आवर है, एवरी 10 पीसेस में एक बार लेते हो, एवरी 100 पीसेस में आप 5 बार लेते हो, जब लिया तब डेटा प्लॉट करना है. डिले चलेगा, 1 मिनट 2 मिनट 5 मिनट इज ओके, है ना, क्योंकि वो 5 मिनट में तो कुछ चेंजेस नहीं होने वाले, क्योंकि अगला जो आपका ये आने वाला है 1 घंटे बाद आने वाला है, तो दैट 5 मिनट इज ओके. बट अनड्यू डिले नहीं होना चाहिए. मीन्स देर इज नो रिटर्न डाउन की नहीं इतने मिनट्स में हो जाना चाहिए. अनड्यू डिले नहीं होना चाहिए, अननेसेसरी डिले नहीं करना चाहिए फॉर प्लॉटिंग द डेटा. ओके, अगर आपने जैसे ही प्लॉट करते हो, यू कैन मॉनिटर कि कहां पे जा रहा है, कहीं शिफ्ट तो नहीं हुआ है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आपके यू आर मॉनिटरिंग दी पंच बोर, आप पंचिंग करते हो और आप शीट मेटल जो प्रोडक्ट है ना, यहाँ पे पंचिंग करते हो और आप इसका डायमेंशन मॉनिटर कर रहे हो. सो एवरी पार्ट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, बल्क पार्ट है, एवरी से अराउंड 100 पार्ट आप 5 पार्ट चेक करते हो एंड उसका डाटा आप प्लॉट करते हो. देर आर अगेन वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ चार्ट, है ना. सो आई कैन से एवरेजेस रेंज चार्ट आप एक्स बार आर चार्ट पे प्लॉट कर रहे हो उसको, एंड यू मॉनिटर इट ओवर अ पीस ऑफ पेपर, ग्राफ पेपर. आपने कंट्रोल लिमिट्स पहले कैलकुलेट कर ली थी हिस्टोरिकल डेटा से, एंड नाउ आपका जो डेटा है आप उसको प्लॉट करते हो, जो भी ऐसे जा रहा है. नाउ आप बोर डायमीटर देखते हो, एवरेज आपने यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट किया, यहाँ पे आया, फिर आप एक बार देखते हो तो यहाँ पे जा रहा है, फिर नेक्स्ट बैच देखते हो तो यहाँ पे जा रहा
Hello, sir.
है. यस,
Sir, I couldn't understand you.
what you couldn't understand?
Now you draw, sir, line mark.
हाँ,
Actually, you
yeah,
tell me
you just think that okay, we
for
are
the
having,
type.
we are having a punch part, okay, you are having a punching, है ना, and here there is a dimension you are measuring कि इसकी whole dimension कितनी है, that you are measuring and monitoring on the chart. Okay, you are monitoring on the chart. So this was your historical data, you prepared the LCL and UCL, and this is now your live data. Live data you are plotting. So after every 100 pieces, you are measuring the dimension of 5 pieces and plotting that, the average of this you are plotting here. You find out that okay, at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m, this is the, then 9 a.m you plot, then you 10 a.m you plot. You start to know that yes, it is going. You don't need to take action only when there is a special cause, okay, don't get confused. You don't wait for 6 times. Now you know कि my data was here and it is continuously increasing. There must be some reason why it is increasing. It might be because of the tool wear, है ना, or some issue, whatever it may be. If it is increasing, it might be because of some issue. So it is continuously increasing, so there is a time to check and change the tool or whatever the process parameter you have. You decided some process parameter to control the dimension of this hole, है ना. There might be the speed of punching, the say pressure, speed, the tool dimension, tool alignment, whatever it may be. So you need to take the action. So control chart will give you the time to think over that. It will not happen that you get some non-conforming product and then you take the action. Your specification might be here, so you don't need to wait till going here and then take the action. This control chart will give you the opportunity to take the timely action. है ना? So this gives you opportunity. This control chart has given you the opportunity कि आप इसको ऊपर जाने के पहले ही take the action and bring it back to the normal course. If this is the variation, it is a normal, and it will always happen. But if something start like this or something started going down, and so you know something is changing, the process is deteriorating. It is basically a deterioration in the process. Some values can go up, some values can go down, or some fluctuations is there. It means there is some deterioration. You need to check why it is happening. In case of the temperature, you are monitoring the temperature of the furnace, and normal course is like this one, and suddenly it starts like this. You plot the data, it looks like this one. You know it is not a special cause, okay, but still you can understand why it is happening like this. It is not a normal thing, and so you need to check, are there any reason, are there any adjustment which has caused this, and take the timely action to reduce this variation. Because if the variation is there, means your capability will be less, so you need to bring it like this one. Clear? Any doubt on this? Praveen, understand?
Yes, sir.
Akshay, you want to ask something? You are unmuted. Yes, Akshay, you want to ask something? Your voice is not audible, Akshay. Okay. Akshay has left. Just wait for him to join, and maybe he had a question he can ask afterward. So this is the depiction of how a process can deteriorate. This is the ideal state, as I told you, in control and almost all conformances. Even if it is in a control and capable, doesn't mean it will be 100% okay product. Why? At Six Sigma level of capability, or Six Sigma level of your control, how many defects will be there per million opportunities? Anybody know? How much defect will be there? 3.4. Yes, Pawan, you are near. It's 3.4 defects per million opportunities. Okay, and at 5 sigma it becomes 233. Just check, see how much. And at 4 sigma it becomes 10,000 something. Okay, exactly, I also do not remember, but it's 10,000 plus. Okay, so this is the at 6 sigma level पे भी आप अगर काम करते हो, आपकी फैक्ट्री, you have the 6 sigma level of say controls, still you can produce 3.4 defects per 10 lakh opportunities. So it means you are in control, you are capable, but it is said almost conformances. Yes, Akshay, you had some question? Okay. So when you are in an ideal state, you are here, your process is here, you are in control, and almost conformances mean you are capable also. What will happen? The next stage will be you will still be in a control, but you start seeing some non-conformances. कैसे पता करना है कि हमारी प्रोसेस डिटोरिएट हो रही है? How you are going to find out? From the control charts, and from the normal data of the product also. Not only control chart, you need to check your products also. So if you are in control. There is no special cause identified. I am saying no special cause identified. That doesn't mean there is no special cause. हो सकता है whatever the data you have collected, in that there is, you are not find the special cause, but there might be some special cause present which is not got captured in your data. तो वो आपको कैसा पता चलेगा? You need to check the non-conformances. So if your process is showing it is in control, but still you got some non-conformances, है ना? You got some non-conformances, it means you need to get alert. That's the alert one. And then you find out, yes, there are certain alert level 2 is you are out of control. Okay, you are out of control, and then you are having some non-conformances, and you you move from this to this, you move from this to this, you are out of control. There are a lot of special causes present, and there are non-conformances are also there. This is the thing you need to avoid. That is why you need to take the action. You don't go from here. You need to be in the control. Okay, you need to be in control. There will be certain non-conformances. Take the action. Go to this ideal state. Do not move away from this. Do not go in this area. The purpose of control chart, the purpose of statistical process control is to avoid this out of control and non-conformances. Okay. Now, why you want to control the process? What is the purpose? Because, as I told you, controlling means you are basically taking a proactive action. You are taking some predictive action, preventive action. Got it? So now, if you start checking the product, you are testing the product. Can testing the product will ensure the quality of the product? Can testing the product will ensure the quality of the product? Can you guarantee that yes, I have tested 5 pieces means my quality is okay? Can you state that? Yes, tell me. Testing will ensure the quality? No, है ना? Testing is not going to ensure the quality. It is just to check. It is just cross verification whether you are meeting the requirement or not. Now you have checked the 5 products, and out of that 3 got rejected. You check the 5 products. है ना? So this, you got 5 products, 3 got rejected. Testing. Now you can't do anything. Even it might have happened that the other products which are in the pipeline are also having some defects, and the products which you have released might have also defects. So testing doesn't ensure the quality. Detection doesn't ensure the quality. Detection is basically post-mortem. Detection tolerates the waste. It cannot avoid the waste, whereas prevention avoids the waste. You are preventing a process to go out of control. You are preventing a process to go out of specification by utilizing the control chart. That will ensure your quality of the product. Anyway, nobody can do the 100% testing. For example, you are manufacturing a gear, you want to check the hardness. You cannot do the hardness testing, the destructive testing on each and every part. A part will get destructed. Like tensile testing, you cannot do like scratch testing. Can you do the scratch testing on each and every part? You must be doing some scratch testing on the door panels or the paint. Yes, Pawan, Akshay, Akash, you people are doing this testing. You cannot do it on every part. Otherwise, the part will get destroyed. and damaged. So how you ensure? So that testing is not ensuring the quality. Ensure क्या कर रहा है? आपका जो प्रोसेस कंट्रोल है कि मुझे क्या पेंट यूज करना है, पेंटिंग के पहले व्हाट विल बी द सरफेस प्रिपरेशन, द क्वालिटी ऑफ द प्रोसेस, क्वालिटी ऑफ द पेंट, the process parameter of the painting, the temperature, the spray time, the spray nozzle dimensions, the distance between the spray nozzle and the panel, all these things, the drying time, ये सब चीजें जो है ना, this ensures the quality of your painting, not the detection. Detection is just to check whether the process that we are running is giving the intended result or not. क्या उसमें कोई ऐसा unknown factor तो नहीं है जो हम कैप्चर नहीं कर रहे, just to ensure that. Okay, so detection is tolerance based, whereas prevention avoids waste. And this control chart is basically, you cannot say it will prevent automatically, it gives you a clue to take preventive actions. I can say it as a predictive tool, you can predict, है ना. जैसे बेरिंग का हम टेम्परेचर चेक करते हैं, why? To check whether there is unnecessary friction, excessive friction is there or not. अगर excessive friction है तो टेम्परेचर राइज होगा और हमको पता चलेगा कि this bearing is going to fail. It has not failed and you are not preventing, basically you are getting a pre-information, and based on that you can take certain actions to avoid catastrophic failure, unnoticed failure. So you can say that control charts are basically a predictive tool which helps you to prevent the wastages, help you to prevent the non-conforming products being generated. Okay, so any doubt till now? If people have any doubt, you people can ask. Okay, so now coming to the components of the control chart. Okay, कंट्रोल चार्ट्स के कंपोनेंट्स क्या क्या होते हैं, क्योंकि कंट्रोल चार्ट हमको प्लॉट करना है. सो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट थिंग इज कंट्रोल चार्ट विल हैव द डेटा. ओके, कंट्रोल चार्ट विल हैव द डेटा. दिस इज द डेटा. आपको डेटा प्लॉट करना है, लाइव डेटा आपको प्लॉट करते जाना है. Then you require the mean. This average is of the historical data. जो भी डेटा आपने कलेक्ट किया उसका एवरेज. And then you require LCL and UCL. अब ये तो डेटा से निकल जाएगा. How you are going to calculate the LCL, that is lower control limit, and UCL, that is upper control limit. For that you require certain formulas. The chart type which you use, आप जो चार्ट टाइप यूज करते हो उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है the formulas which are used for calculating the LCL and UCL. जैसे if we are using individual moving range chart, the LCL and UCL will be calculated using the standard deviation R bar by D2. वो मैं आपको बताऊंगा, है ना, डोंट वरी. नेक्स्ट जैसे हम आगे बढ़ेंगे इस प्रोग्राम में, टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू सी हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू कैलकुलेट और प्रिपेयर द इंडिविजुअल मूविंग रेंज चार्ट, वन ऑफ द चार्ट टाइप. So you will calculate the LCL and UCL, you will plot the LCL and UCL, and then you keep on plotting the live data. Okay, जो भी डेटा आपको मिलता है you are going to keep on plotting. So just a minute, let me make it little bit smaller. Now this is based on the historical data. Means you collect certain data first, you check that okay, are there any issues, and after that you keep on plotting it on the graph paper. You keep on plotting your data continuously. Whatever the values come, you keep on. You are not going to calculate it again, you need to extend it, है ना? For every data you are not going to calculate the control limit. Okay, it is based on your historical data, because once it is process is in a state of statistical control, you know that yes, it is predictable and it is going to vary within this range only. तो आप क्या करोगे? You are going to plot it, है ना? You are going to plot the data like this one, and then keep on monitoring what is happening, है ना? Now apart from this, now when you are going to recalculate the LCL UCL, whenever you make certain changes in the system, in the process, when you take certain actions to reduce this variation, जैसे you put some Poka-yoke mistake proofing, you put some alarm mechanism, or you change something in the process to make it more robust, what you will do, again you calculate the control limits and start plotting the chart against that new control limits. The purpose is कि ये control limit जो है जितना आप अंदर लेके आओगे इतना अच्छा रहेगा. Why अच्छा रहेगा? For example, this is a road, one-way road. Okay, these are your, for example, specification limit यहाँ पर है. Just think कि these are your specification limits जो कि इसके नीचे जाओगे तो देयर इज अ वैल्यू फॉर एग्जांपल, ठीक. एंड नाउ बेस्ड ऑन योर ड्राइविंग आई हैव कैलकुलेटेड द कंट्रोल लिमिट्स एज दिस वन. मींस आप यहां पे हो, आप यहां पे जा सकते हो कभी. व्हेन वी से दैट कंट्रोल लिमिट्स आर दिस वन, मींस one day will come that you are going to touch this, sure, for sure. And you monitor your wake up time, take the 25 data, and I will guarantee you that whatever the control limits you calculate, one day you are going to reach there, sure. So it means you can go up to this sometime. It means that over a period of time you need to make your driving so, or your process so controlled that you start concising your control limits. ये control limits को अंदर push करना है हमको. Now you will get the signal earlier. जितनी कंट्रोल लिमिट्स हमारे अंदर रहेंगी, what will happen? You are going to check the trends with respect to the control limits. You will get early warning. Okay, I will get the early warning कि अगर मैं यहाँ पे भी आता हूँ, रेड जोन में पहुंच जाता हूँ, तो I will get the warning कि yes, I am in the red zone. I have to take the action. Now अगर मेरी कंट्रोल लिमिट नीचे है, so what will happen? My red zone will be here. So instead of going up to this, even if I go here, I will take the action. It means the variation will be much less in my process. The monitoring will be more stringent. So जितनी कंट्रोल लिमिट अंदर करते आती है उतनी हमको करते ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. और कंट्रोल लिमिट ऑटोमेटिकली अंदर नहीं आएगी. कंट्रोल लिमिट अंदर कैसे आएगी? हाउ द कंट्रोल लिमिट्स कम इनसाइड, हाउ यू कैन नैरो डाउन द कंट्रोल लिमिट्स. क्या करना पड़ेगा हमको? व्हाट यू नीड टू डू? Yes, what you need to do? For that you first need to understand control limit depend on what, है ना? So control limit depends on the variation. So variation जितना कम करोगे उतना control limit नीचे आएगा. Okay, control limits are calculated. Formula utilizes the variation present, the range of the data present. So it means lesser the variation, the lesser your control limits will. Lesser means more concise your control limits will be. So जो हम फॉर्मूलेज देखेंगे यू विल कम टू नो दिस डेटा डिस्पर्शन जितना अंदर रहेगा उतना आपका LCL एंड UCL पास में रहेंगे. Got it? Now apart from this LCL, UCL data and mean, you additionally have the event log. It is called as event log. What do you mean by the event log? So event log is basically if you are taken some action here, because from here to here something has happened, it is not automatically gone. If automatically gone, no need to put something. But if somebody has taken some action here, like tool change कर दिया है, pressure adjust किया है, whatever he has done, you need to write it. Either you can write it on the graph itself, or you can have another table just below your control chart, and you can write, okay, you put here 1, है ना, 1, then you write here 1, and then you write, okay, what is the event log, what has happened, adjusted the pressure, है ना, adjusted the pressure of the torque range. Now what is the significance, ये क्यों करना है हमको, इसका यूटिलाइजेशन क्या है, इसका यूज क्या है. What happens basically, it is a visual tool. ये आपके शॉप फ्लोर पे लगा रहता है आपका कंट्रोल चार्ट. जब नेक्स्ट शिफ्ट का सुपरवाइजर आएगा या फिर जो आपका ऑपरेटर आएगा, ही नोज कि somebody when he plot the data and he find out it is down, he don't have to go run here and there. He knows कि यहां पर किसी ने प्रेशर एडजस्ट किया था फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट टू दिस पॉइंट. Okay, so what he will do, he will go back to certain this point, adjust the pressure in between, and he start getting these values now. If somebody has some changes here, he can write here, okay, what has been changed, what has been adjusted, what has happened. If there are certain external factors happened, they can write here, or in the event log they can give the number 2, put the here description. So it is basically for the communication between the persons, from one person to another person, the communication will be very clear. So the event log, any point going out of control limit, उसको तो highlight करना ही करना है. Apart from that, if some action is taken on the out of control signals, then आपको वो mention करने हैं यहाँ पर. नॉर्मल केस में कोई नहीं लेता एक्शन, तो नहीं करना है ना ये. इफ दिस इज अ नॉर्मल वेरिएशन, इट इज नॉट कि एवरी टाइम मिलोगे. सम टाइम अगर यहाँ पे चला जाता है, यू कैन राइट व्हाई इट हैज गॉन हियर, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एक्शन यू हैव टेकन, है ना. हमने स्पीड कम कर दी कार की, हमने स्टीयरिंग एडजस्ट कर दिया, हमने ब्रेक लगाया, क्या किया, आप लिखना पड़ेगा आपको. ठीक है. सो दीज आर द कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ द कंट्रोल चार्ट. Till now, any issue? Anybody has any questions? Okay. Now, the header information for the charts. जो चार्ट्स होते हैं हमारे, what you are going to prepare on the ग्राफ पेपर, आपको एक ग्राफ पेपर पे यूज करना है इसको. Got it? आपको एक ग्राफ पेपर पे यूज करना है. You need to plot it on the graph paper. You can put it on the Excel sheet, but आपको फिर you need to display it digitally on the shop floor. You need to display it digitally on the shop floor. I am not saying कि start utilizing the graphs only. You can use the digital methods also, but it needs to be displayed at the working point or at the shop floor, where the relevant person can check the status and act accordingly. Now, if I just show you this one, do you know for which process this control chart is? Can you people tell me which process this control chart? Who is owner? What is the frequency of taking data? Now you as a supervisor, you as a plant head, you as a section in charge, you go and see this control chart. Can you tell me, can you take some action, or can you take some inference from this? From this only, what I am showing you, क्या आप इससे कुछ आपकी राय बना सकते हो कि ये प्रोसेस कौन सा है, क्या है, कैसे चल रहा है ना, क्या इससे आपको समझ में आ रहा है? What you are understanding from this? Are you getting any clue from this? Yes, people, are you getting any clue from this? If I show you a chart like this on your shop floor, will you be able to say take some action or give some input, or what comment you will give based on this chart? I hope you people have not understood my question. अगर आप शॉप फ्लोर पे जाते हो, आपको इस तरह का चार्ट दिखता है, ये किस प्रोसेस का चार्ट है आपको पता है? किस प्रोसेस का चार्ट है? कैन समबडी प्लीज कंफर्म दैट माय वॉइस इज ऑडिबल टू यू? ओके, है ना? तो आप मुझे बताइए ना कि आपको पता चल रहा है यहां से कि ये किस प्रोसेस का चार्ट है, कौन से सेक्शन का है, कौन बना रहा है? कैन यू गेट सम इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम दिस? अगर ये ऐसे ही लगा देंगे हम तो, इफ यू पुट द चार्ट लाइक दिस वन विदाउट एनी इंफॉर्मेशन, आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि ये चार्ट किसका है, कैसा है, कौन बना रहा है. दैट्स व्हाई यू रिक्वायर सम हेडर इंफॉर्मेशन, है ना? आपको कुछ हेडर इंफॉर्मेशन वहां पे लगती है कंट्रोल चार्ट के ऊपर. तो क्या होना चाहिए? यस, हेडिंग होना चाहिए सूरज. गुड, है ना? सो दैट हेडिंग विल बी कंटेनिंग दिस: what, where, who, how many and when. ठीक है? So what is the part, what is the product, what is the service that you are manufacturing, monitoring, not manufacturing, monitoring? Like you are monitoring the 3-inch gear, or you are monitoring the heat treatment process, or you are monitoring the any punching process, press process, painting process, whatever it may be, or your tightening process. Then where, what is the operation? It is about the part, and then where means operation or process. Here you will come the process of hardening, heat treatment, painting. Here the part number will come, what, and here the where, in which area. So that information will come. Who is going to plot? The operator and the appraiser. So their names can come, or you can say that okay, as per, if people are changing, if there are 3 people who are controlling that one, you write the name of the people directly, है ना? Otherwise you can say shift in charge, you can say shift operator, machine number, these operators are going to put the data. What kind of measurement system you are using, है ना? So whether you are using micro hardness tester, whether you are using tensile tester, whether you are using the torque wrench, है ना, digital torque wrench, what you are using for monitoring that particular parameter, what is the measurement system you are using, thermocouple है कि indicators है, hardness tester, what you are going to use, how you are going to measure, वो आपको यहाँ पे लिखना है. How many means that is the frequency basically. Are you going to utilize, are you going to plot the data every 1 hour, are you going to plot every day, are you going to plot every shift? So that you need to write at the top. Yes, the person who will going to monitor that one, he knows that yes, every 8 hours the data are plotted. Or if there are certain subgroup, like after every 100 sample you are collecting 5 samples, or after every 150 samples you are collecting 5 sample, a subgroup of 5. So that you can write. Every batch you are checking, you can write every batch. And when. Okay, so basically how many means how many samples you collect. So 1, 2, 3, that are the number of samples or readings, and when means the frequency basically. So whether it's collected every hour, whether it is collected every 150 samples, whether it is collected every 8 hours, that you need to write here. So if I put all these in, so if I put all this information above the graph, you will be very clear कि ये जो ग्राफ हमने बनाया है, कंट्रोल चार्ट जो बनाया है, वो किसका है. क्या फ्रीक्वेंसी है, कब डाटा कलेक्ट करना है, कौन डाटा कलेक्ट करने वाला है, मेजरमेंट सिस्टम हमने क्या यूज किया है, माइक्रोमीटर यूज किया है, वर्नियर यूज किया है, माइक्रो हार्डनेस टेस्टर यूज किया है. एवरी इंफॉर्मेशन विल बी देयर ऑन द कंट्रोल चार्ट. क्योंकि अगर हमको जब हम why it is required basically because it requires for the traceability. When you want to find out certain reasons or certain problems, you require all this data. That's why all this header information is required. So there are basically several steps. There are certain phases of control charts, or you can say this continual improvement process utilizing the control charts. In the phase 1, the phase 1 of control chart is collection, data collection and plotting on the control chart. आप डेटा को कलेक्ट करोगे और कंट्रोल चार्ट पर प्लॉट करोगे, है ना. यू आर गोइंग टू कलेक्ट द डेटा एंड प्लॉट इट ऑन द कंट्रोल चार्ट. नंबर 2 phase, कंट्रोल. वन इज द कलेक्शन, डाटा कलेक्शन करके प्लॉट कर दिया. What is the control then? Control is basically defining or calculating the control limits, or you can say trial control limits. So next step, that is in the phase 2, is of control. Collection, then control, calculate the trial control limit, and then identify if any special causes are present. क्या हमारे कंट्रोल चार्ट में कोई स्पेशल कॉज प्रेजेंट है क्या, वो आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना पड़ेगा फ्रॉम द स्पेशल कॉज पैटर्न्स. ओके, दैट यू नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई फ्रॉम द स्पेशल cause pattern. And if any special causes are present, you need to take any action to eliminate it. If any special cause is present, you need to take the action to eliminate it. Then you will do the analysis and improvement. What you are going to do? Analysis and improvement. Just plotting the control chart will not improve your process. You need to analyze and improve it. So what you need to do? You need to quantify the common causes of variation. How you are going to quantify? Again, go to the fishbone diagram, go to the YY analysis, go to the root causes, take certain action so that you can reduce the variation because of the common causes. जैसे मैंने बताया, वेकिंग आपको टाइम पे वेकअप करना है. व्हाट आर द वेरियस फैक्टर्स? टाइम पे सोना पड़ेगा, अलार्म टाइम पे अलार्म बराबर चेक करना पड़ेगा, उसका वॉल्यूम प्रॉपर है कि नहीं है, अलार्म को जो है प्रॉपर जगह पे रखना पड़ेगा. ऑल दिस स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड, है ना. कभी कभी हमको व्हाट वी डू इज बेसिकली इंस्टेड ऑफ वन वी पुट द 2 अलार्म्स, है ना. पहले तो घड़ी थी, नाउ यू हैव द मोबाइल, यू हैव द फैसिलिटी. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू पुट 2 अलार्म्स? Please raise the hand. How many people are there who put 2 alarms for waking up? Yes, Pawan is putting. Anybody else who put 2 alarms for waking up? Yes. So any other people who is putting 2 alarms? Maybe if at a 5 minute apart or 10 minute apart, because I also put, है ना. 5 मिनट 10 मिनट के डिस्टेंस पे मैं खुद ने के अलार्म लगा के रखता हूँ. वाई? कि एक से नहीं उठे तो दूसरे से उठ जाएंगे. सो दिस इज बेसिकली योर what you are doing. You are ensuring that yes, you don't miss the waking up time. That's why, है ना. So similar way, you need to find out the common causes. yes, snoozing करते हैं, है ना. Sometimes what people will do, they will snooze it, है ना. वन टाइम में वेकअप नहीं करेंगे, सेकंड टाइम से स्नूज कर देते हैं. बट कभी कभी क्या होता है, देयर आर चांसेस. व्हाई यू पुट द सेकंड अलार्म? इट इज एज अ say backup plan. What happens sometime, instead of snoozing, we stop the alarm. It happens many a time. It happens that instead of snoozing, you make it off and then you get late. So for that particular purpose, for that particular purpose of not getting late, यू आर इंश्योरिंग दिस। आप क्या करते हो, ये सब चीजें जो है ना वो इंश्योर करते हो कि नहीं मुझे लेट नहीं होना है। तो सिमिलर थिंग इन द प्रोसेस ऑल्सो, similar thing in the process also, you need to find out what are the various causes of variation. You need to quantify that, how much contribution is from that particular, like टॉर्क रेंज की एडजस्टमेंट में कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन हो सकता है, पर्सनल कंट्रीब्यूशन कितना है ना। अगेन देयर आर सर्टेन टेम्परेचर, सो मेनी फैक्टर्स आर देयर, सो ऑल these things can lead to the variation. Even the lighting, the environment of the operation can have the impact. The person who is setting the range, torque range, if he is not able to see it properly, the lighting in that area is not proper, he will not be able to read it properly. He may make some mistakes while doing the adjustment. So all these things needs to be avoided. If you avoid all these things, your process will be more and more robust, more and more in control. Variation will be lesser. So you need to work on the causes. You need to analyze it. You need to improve the process. So quantify the common causes and take action. Common causes के ऊपर जो हम action लेते हैं उसको कौन से action बोलते हैं? Actions on the, yesterday we have learned actions on the, one is the local action and another is the actions on the, yes people, keep taking some notes, okay, notes लेते रहने का. When you write also, you hear, you look at the screen, so all your senses will be in operation. So क्या होता है उससे, active, not operation, all your senses will be active and this will ensure that your understanding is there for a longer period of time, है ना. So कल हमने देखा था there will be a local actions on the special causes and then there is the actions
System,
on the
system.
system. Yes, good, Mr. Praveen. The actions on the system and that will correct almost about 85% of the problem. So आपको अगर capability बढ़ानी है, you need to work on the system issues, you need to work on the common causes. तो quantify कीजिए, quantify these common causes of variation and take action to reduce it. I am telling you common causes are inherent in the nature, doesn't mean this cannot be improved. It can be improved. Okay, it can be improved. आपका वेकअप टाइम जो है, वेरिएशन विल बी देयर, बट कितना होना चाहिए दैट कैन बी इम्प्रूव्ड. इट्स अप टू यू, इट्स अप टू योर डिसिप्लिन. टेम्परेचर वेरिएशन कितना होना चाहिए, दैट अप टू यू, यू कैन रिड्यूस इट. Variation will be there, but you can reduce it. That's why even if you go to the 6 sigma level, still 3.4 defects will be there, because people know कि variation will always be there. It's a part and parcel of the process, but you can reduce it to a minimum as possible. So the purpose lies in the phase number 3, analyze it, improve it. Ultimately, why we are doing all these things, why you are learning statistical process control, why you are charting the control charts. Basically you want some improvement, you want to make better products, you want to achieve higher customer satisfaction. That's why we are all doing this one. And if people think that you are doing it for the customer, no, you are doing it for your own organization. Your organization's survival is depending on the customer, and customer will be happy, your organization will be happy, your organization will prosper. तो कस्टमर को अगर सेटिस्फाई करना है, कस्टमर का सेटिस्फैक्शन अगर अचीव करना है, सप्लाई हिम द क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट ऑन रिक्वायर्ड टाइम, दैट इज डिलीवरी, एंड एट कॉम्पिटिटिव रेट्स. और जब आप प्रोडक्ट की वेस्टेजेस को कंट्रोल करते हो, व्हेन यू कंट्रोल द वेस्टेजेस ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट, यू अवॉइड द नॉन कन्फॉर्मेंसेस, व्हाट हैपेंस इज आप जो है आपके प्रोडक्ट की क्वालिटी इंप्रूव करते हो, आपका डिलीवरी टाइम इंप्रूव होता है, एज वेल एज कस्टमर सेटिस्फेक्शन इंप्रूव होता है, वेस्टेजेस कम होते हैं तो आपकी कॉस्ट कम होती है. सो बेसिकली इट्स अ मल्टीफोल्ड advantage you are getting. Now coming to the types of data. I hope till now there is no issues. If any issues you people can ask. Now we are going to learn the types of data, and before we move there, I would like to take a 2 minutes break because we have continuously 1 hour 20 minutes or 1 hour 15 minutes we have taken the class. So just a 2 minute break. 2 minute break and we will continue. Do not leave the class. So coming to the types of data. As you know, for plotting the control chart, what you require? We have seen the components of control chart. So what are the components of control chart? What are the components of control chart? You require data. LCL UCL is there, but yeah, yes, Pawan, data. So control chart, on the control chart, what we are going to plot is the data. So your control chart types, there are different types of control chart which depends on the type of data. That's why it is necessary to learn about the various types of data. The types of data are basically classified into variable, that is quantitative data, which can be quantified, and another is the attribute type of data, or you can say qualitative data or categorical data. Again, in the variable data, there is a discrete and a continuous, but anyhow, this doesn't going to change what kind of control chart we are going to use. Whether it is a discrete, that is whole, mean there is no decimal. Number of parts 1 2 3 4 5 6, certain dimensions which will not be in the this one, it will be in the whole number only, no integers, no decimal places. And another is the continuous data, which is also known as integer, having integers, or like if you want to measure the distance, measure the diameter, measure the pressure, it will not be exactly a continuous your discrete data. It will have certain decimal places. You may say that okay, pressure is 80 point something, 90 point something, 1 bar, 1.2 bar, 1.5 bar. This is the pressure. Or you can say temperature, 1000.1, 1000.2. So all these data, whether you are calculating it or measuring it in the decimal or not, but that kind of data is having some decimal places, so it is called continuous data. But the control chart doesn't depend on this. Control charts are called control charts for variables. Okay, that doesn't categorize about this. And then there is a control chart for attribute type of data. Now for attribute type of data, they are called nominal or ordinal. Like when you say the color of a car, you can say red color, white color, blue color, green color. Okay, a color of a component. So all these are basically nominal. The names of the countries, these are the nominal data. You identify the countries by the names. So this is basically a nominal data, you can say. It is a qualitative data. Like the countries which are having more than 50% of the literacy rate. So you are just identifying the names of the countries. You don't know exactly how much percentage they are, literacy percentage is there, but names of the countries are there, so it is called nominal data. And another is called the ordinal type of qualitative data. In the industries, you must have come across the scenarios where we say very high, very low, medium. Sometimes we say it is a shiny and lesser shiny. So basically what you are doing, you are putting some order. You can say it is a dark, or you can say it is a darker, or it is the darkest, like that. So you basically measure that data as a order. You are comparing that. It is a comparative data basically, and that is another, that is category data. But you are not going to make the charts for this one, हो ना? The charts are basically attribute type of charts. Control charts are basically based on the type of data, which are accept, reject, yes, no type of data. Like when you say there is a conforming product or non-conforming product, so either the product will be non-conforming or either the product will be conforming to your requirement. Either it is accept, either it is reject, है ना? Either it is pass, either it is fail. So that kind of data के लिए जो चार्ट बनते हैं, these are called attribute control chart based on the attribute type of data. जब हम आगे जाएंगे, जब हम चार्ट टाइप पढ़ेंगे, तब आपको पता चलेगा कि यस, देयर आर एन चार्ट, एनपी चार्ट, सी चार्ट, यू चार्ट. ऑल these charts are there for the categorical data, है ना? फॉर द कैटेगरिकल डेटा मीन्स यस आर नो टाइप की जो डेटा होते हैं उसके लिए. Now, what is the mean? Mean is basically the average of the set of the data values. Mean means nothing but the average. So this data is there. Can you quickly calculate the average? Average of the data. Mean of the data. Now we are going to calculate the mean, median, variance and the standard deviation. First, please tell me the average of the data. This data is there. You must be having calculator or you can utilize your mobile also. Quickly, you can put your answers. I know it is very simple, but still I want everybody to get involved in this exercise. You can put your answer in the chat box. Yeah, 145.9 is the one answer I got. So I am moving ahead. Okay. Other people might have also calculated. So the average is 145.9 and it is correct. Sahi jawab. Now going to the median. Now what is the median of this data? It is the same set of data. Okay. This data and this data is same. Now tell me the median. Now what is the median? Median basically separating the higher half of set of values from the lower half. जो डाटा को अगर हमने बाइफरकेट किया हायर वैल्यूज या लोअर वैल्यूज में, तो मीडियन जो रहता है इट इज द सेंटर वैल्यू ऑफ हायर हाफ एंड द लोअर हाफ. आधा जो डेटा, सबसे ज्यादा वाला डेटा और सबसे कम वाला डेटा, उनका जो सेंटर रहता है दैट इज कॉल्ड द मीडियन. And why you are going to use the median? Certain time when there is a large variation in the mean and max values. Like if you are sitting in a bus and you find out that there is a 2 years toddler also, not 2 years infant basically, 1 year child is there and 65-year old person is also there. So in such cases, if you take the average age of the persons traveling in that particular bus, sometime it may not be correct. So that time what you do the median. What is the median age of the person sitting there? Or certain time like the salaries of the CEOs of the company or the managing director and the operator, there is a vast difference between the salaries of these people. So you cannot say the average salary of the organization is this much. You cannot say. Average to kaha ke kaha chala jayega. So you will say that the median salary of that organization is this one. So for that what you will do, the highest salaries, half highest salaries up, half low, and then the center value you take as a median. Anybody of you calculated the median? तो सबसे पहले आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? While calculating the median, make it first arrange this data into the ascending order, lowest to highest or highest to lowest, whatever it may be. You need to arrange the data either ascending or descending. Got it? And then you need to find out the center. How many number of data is there? 10 number of data, so you cannot find out the center. If 11 is there, then 5 you have 5 down center. But where there is a even number of data, आप क्या करोगे? You will take the average of the center two values. So center two values क्या है हमारी? 145 and 146. So the median is 145.5. Yes, Pawan, you answered it correctly. So the answer is 145.5. That is the median. Please remember, okay? This is how the median is calculated. Now, very important thing, variance. Yesterday I have shown you the graph and you tell that, okay, process A is having more variation than process B. Okay. That is a qualitative thing basically you told. क्योंकि विजुअली दिखता है कि इसका वेरिएशन ज्यादा है, बट हाउ मच ज्यादा, हाउ मच कम, we need to quantify that one, and that quantification will come by utilizing the standard deviation, and to find out the standard deviation you require to calculate the variance. Now what is the variance then? Variance is defined as the average of, okay, it is the average of the sum of the square differences for each value in the set, means square differences, average of the sum of the square differences for each value in the subset. So this average, what you need to do, you need to calculate the average of this one, and you need to check how much away it is from that average value. So what is the average of this data? जो हमने data लिया था, what was the average? 145.9. Okay, so you need to check how much away this 145 is from 145.9. So it is basically how much away? 4.9 points away. Then again I will check 139. How much it is away from 145.9? It is 6 points away. So this you need to calculate. Then you need to make the square. We will go to the Excel sheet and we will calculate. I am just explaining you here. Then you need to make the square of this one, and then you need to take the average of that, and that is called the variance. Now why you require the variance? Can you check this process? There are two processes, process A, process B. Can you tell me which process is having more variation? Can you tell me which process has more variation? Will you be able to tell me just by looking at here visually? Is it possible? Okay, Suraj is saying B process. Suyag is also saying B, good. Yeah. I also don't know what I need to do now. I can't go by the quality data. I need to go to the quantify. I need to quantify the variance. What is the variance? What is the variation it has? So now let us go and calculate, and I will show you that this graph is from that particular data. We will calculate the variance for both of them, and you will tell me which is having more variance, which is having more variation. Because standard deviation is basically the square root of the variance is the standard deviation. Got it? Square root of the variance is the standard deviation. That we will going to learn in the next slide. But let us go to the Excel sheet and calculate the variance first. And it is not the only method to calculate the standard deviation. Let me tell you, okay? Standard deviation from the control charts are calculated by different methods that you are going to learn when we are going to plot the control charts. Why this is required, you will come to know when we calculate the capability. When we do the capability analysis, that time you will know why you learn this standard deviation. Please keep a note of this one, it is very very important. Now I am changing the screen. Once the Excel sheet is visible to you, please let me know. Is the Excel sheet visible to you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, है ना? So this is the data, same data I have kept. Okay, the data what I have shown you, I have taken the same data here. Even if you take the average of this one, it is 145.9. This is what we have calculated. This is the data we have taken, 145.9. While calculating that median, don't just take the center. First you need to arrange. By default it was 145 and 155 was in the center, but you need to first arrange for calculating the median. Okay, don't forget that. Now coming to the your variance, how you are going to calculate the variance. आपके पास जो data है, one is Excel sheet will directly give you the variance or the standard deviation values. How you are going to calculate the variance, what is the methodology behind that? ये data है आपके पास, you plot the average. आप यहाँ पे average लिखिए, ठीक है? यहाँ पर आपको एवरेज लिखना है. तो एवरेज हमने कैलकुलेट किया था, 145.9 was the average, so I written the average here. Now you need to find out how much far it is away from this one, है ना? कितना दूर है यहाँ से. So what you will do, you will make average minus this one. It means, or you can say data minus average, anything you can put. So this point is basically minus 4.9 points away from the average value, and I will drag it. So another point is 6.9 times away, 6.9 points away from the average value. It is 0.1 point away from the mean value. Average से कितना दूर है, that will give the dispersion of the data. And you cannot take the average directly because minus and plus will become 0. Got it? That's why you need to square it. आपको इसका square करना है, each difference को square करना है आपको. You can either put this one into this one or and then drag it. So this is basically the squared value. Now you have taken the square. अब आपको क्या करना है, averages of this one, इन सबका average करना है आपको. Okay, now here there is a catch. If your data is from the entire population, you can take the direct average. Like there are 10 points are there, these are the 10 data points. So you can take the sum of this. What is the sum of this? Let me clear it. Okay, so what is the sum of the data? Sum of the data is this one. इन सबका एडिशन किया हमने और उसको डिवाइड कर देंगे. We will divide it by the 10, so you will get the average. Okay, the sum divided by the 10 will give you the average. But if your data is not from the entire population, if it is the representative data, then you might have missed certain points. ऐसा हो सकता है कि ये जो पॉइंट यहाँ पर है, हो सकता है यहाँ पे भी हो, हमने वो कैप्चर नहीं किया हो. तो उस चीज को ध्यान में रखते हुए we will give one. Yes, Mr. Praveen.
Sir, 1 second, repeat it.
Yeah.
Sir, 1 second, repeat it.
Can you repeat please?
Sir, 1 second, repeat this.
Okay.
How to calculate this?
Okay. Yeah, no issue. So you have the data. First you need to have the data. Now Excel sheet will directly give you. Excel sheet now there are formulas, but I am telling you the basics how it is calculated. You have the data. Then you need to calculate the average of this data and you need to plot in front of it. Then you subtract this data from the average value. So why we are subtracting? To know where, how much far away your data is. For example, this is the graph of this data basically. You know, this graph is, sorry, yeah, you know, this graph is of this data, and this is the average value. So basically we are calculating how much far away this point is located. Yep, how much far away these points are located from the average value. We need to calculate that to calculate the variance. What is the difference between these data points and the average line? That's why we will subtract the data from the average, and you will come to know, oh, it is on the negative side, it is on the positive side, it is on the negative side. Then you make the square of this data, multiply this data by itself, you will get the square values of these differences, you know, square differences. And after that you need to take the average of the square differences. Now if your data is from the entire population, it is a true representative of the entire population, you can take directly average, direct average, that is sum divided by the number of data. How many number of data we have here? How many number of data we have? 10.
10.
10. So it means you need to divide it by the 10, sum divided by 10. If it is data is from the entire population, but if you know that data is representative, you have taken it on a sampling basis. आपने जो डेटा लिया है वो सैम्पलिंग बेसिस पे अगर लिया हुआ है तो आपको क्या करना है? डिवाइडेड बाय n-1. इट मीन्स जो समेशन है तो एवरेज डायरेक्ट नहीं लोगे. व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू डू is, instead of dividing it by 10, or agar if you have 25 number of data, instead of dividing it by 25 you will divide it by 24, that is n minus 1. You will divide it by n minus 1 if the data is not from the entire population. Why so? Because you don't know, when you take any data on a sampling basis, you don't know whether the point, there is some other point in between these two. It might be that okay, next point was here and then it went there. You don't know, and that doubt will always be there. And to say compensate for that particular doubt, the statisticians has told that you need to take n minus 1 in such cases where the data is not from the entire population. Got it? If the data is not from the entire population, you
सर
yes,
आपने अभी जो कंसेप्ट बताया डेटा इज नॉट फ्रॉम एंटायर पॉपुलेशन, वो
Yeah.
कंसेप्ट नहीं समझा.
जैसे देखो, आप प्रोडक्ट चेक करते हो, आपके यहाँ पे कोई प्रोडक्ट चेक करते हो, है ना? तो हाँ, तो प्रोडक्ट चेक करते हो आप 100% चेक करते हो क्या?
डिपेंड्स,
है ना? तो अगर आप 100% नहीं चेक करते हो, आप अगर वो सैम्पलिंग बेस पे चेक करते हो, 100 में से 5 पार्ट चेक करते हो फॉर एग्जांपल, ओके
ओके,
हाँ, तो आप मुझे बोल सकते हो कि वो 5 पार्ट में जो वेरिएशन है वो बाकी 100 पार्ट में भी उतना ही वेरिएशन होगा? ऐसा नहीं होगा कि कोई किसी की वैल्यू उसके आउट भी गई होगी, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता,
हो सकता
है ना? सो हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू कंपनसेट फॉर दैट? देन यू विल नॉट गेट द ट्रू वेरिएशन. देन अगर ऐसा होता है ना, तो ये यहाँ पे मैंने 133 दिखाया, हो सकता है यहाँ पे 132 की भी वैल्यू आई हो कभी ना कभी, जो हमने कैलकुलेट नहीं की क्योंकि हमने वो डेटा नहीं लिया हुआ है. तो अगर वो वैल्यू रहती तो वेरिएशन ज्यादा होता, वेरिएंस ज्यादा आ जाता ना हमारा फिर, बट हम वो नहीं कंसिडर कर रहे क्योंकि वी हैव नॉट टेकन ऑल द डेटा. तो ऐसे केस में जहां पे यू आर नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट कि हमने ये डेटा 100% लिया हुआ है, इट इज जस्ट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव डाटा, नॉट फ्रॉम द एंटायर पॉपुलेशन. ठीक है, पूरे पॉपुलेशन से डेटा नहीं है वो.
ओके,
है ना? जस्ट और एक आई विल जस्ट लाइक टू टेल यू, क्योंकि ये डाउट रहता है बहुत
Sir,
सारे.
what is Sanskrit?
या
What is Sanskrit?
व्हाट?
What is the person is Sanskrit?
Yeah, he asked why we are taking that sampling basis or not entire population. He want to understand that thing. So I told him that if you are taking 5 samples out of 100 sample, you don't know whether that 5 samples are truly representative of the entire 95 samples or not. There might be certain variation you have not taken. For example, you are checking the location of the driver, okay, how he is driving, how far he is driving, where it is location. Now if you are taking the data of this one, you are taking the data of this, and then you are taken the data of this, you are not taking 100% data, na? You are taking sampling basis. On that particular time where the driver is, you have taken that data only. You have missed this data basically. You have missed this data basically. It happens in the industry. You cannot do 100% testing. I told you, you cannot capture 100% data many a time. It is not possible at all. So if you take the average considering all this data, then you will see the variance is low, but that is not the true picture. Certain time you might have missed some data out of say variation will be with respect to the average. हो सकता है certain point which is farther away from the average value you have not considered. आपने वो consider ही नहीं किया है. Got it? Like here, there might be a point here also. You don't know. There might be a case, a point is here also, which you have missed. Now you just check. A point is here. I say that okay, instead of 132, there is another point here which you missed. You are not taken into consideration because it's a sampling data. Got it? Now just I am changing one point, 133. Instead of 133, it is 125. You look at this point, you are getting 70.3 here. Got it? Now I am just changing to 125. How much you got? Instead of 70.3, how much you got?
96.7.
Has it increased or not?
Yes, increase.
इसका मतलब इसका वेरिएशन ज्यादा है. The variation is more, ना? But you have not considered that. So to consider for the missing points or to consider for the points which might have missed, you don't know exactly, that's why statistician has provided a factor that okay, you can divide it by n minus 1. okay, तो जितना डेटा है उससे आप माइनस कीजिए 1 को और उससे डिवाइड कीजिए. यू टेक द एवरेज बाय डिवाइडिंग n minus 1. Got it? So you will get the variance. So instead of 70.3, now your variance is what? 78.1. Got it? Now your entire calculation will depend on this one. So you will consider 78.1. So you will get lower capability. So you will work harder to make capability, make lower variation and increase the capability. Otherwise, you will, if you use this variance, you will get capability, a good capability, but actually it is not good. You have missed certain points, you have missed certain sample points, है ना? तो वो मिसिंग पॉइंट को अवॉइड करने के लिए, कंसिडर करने के लिए, ताकि you will get a true representation of your process capability, true representation of your processes performance. Not like कि you are very happy कि हाँ मेरा तो ये वेरिएशन कम है, but actually वेरिएशन कैन बी हायर. आप कल कैलकुलेट करोगे तो हो सकता है ज्यादा चला जाए, है ना? So this is how you will get. Now just let me check. Yeah, you see in the Excel sheet you will get the variance directly, है ना? Excel sheet. Now ये तो समझ में आया? Anybody has any doubt how this is calculated? Any doubt you can ask, है ना? I can explain again, no issue. Now Excel sheet has a facility. Instead of doing all this, you can calculate easily. You just type variance, है ना? Then you will get .p and .s. Now again, it depends on what kind of version of the Excel you are using, है ना? Because mine is I think 2019. Okay, so it is a different. So you just check your version, it might be having or might not be having, I don't know. So you just type the formula variance, and I am putting the dot p. Okay, are you people able to see the this dot p dot s? Are you able to see, or should I make it more bigger? And now you see here what it has written, what is written here. And it retains the population variance. So variance p, and I will just put here, and I will enter. Sorry. Why it is showing the two data points? Okay. Mhm. Just a minute. है ना? Okay, it has to be, again we need to change it to the different one, है ना? So anyhow, if you calculate through that also, it will give directly this one. So our values are 70.3 and 78.1. Okay, our values are 70.3 and 78.1. These are our variance values we got. Now what is standard deviation? This is the variance value we got. Okay, now we will go to the presentation for a minute and come back again. Now what is the standard deviation? Why we calculated the variance? Because we need to calculate the standard deviation, and standard deviation is basically a measure of dispersion of set of data point from its mean value. ये mean value से कितना दूर है, how far that values are located, how far the values are located from its mean value is the standard deviation, and it is calculated as the square root of the variance by determining the variation between each data point relative to the mean. Every data point, how much away it is with respect to your average value. Got it? So standard deviation is basically the square root of the variance. Now we will go to the variance. We will calculate the variance. This was your variance. So standard deviation is what? Square root of the variance. So you calculate. I am putting the formula SQRT. You also people calculate. Is it same? You got the same value. So your standard deviation is either 8.384 based on what? Based on what? Based on the, if it is from the entire population, and if it is from the sample, it is different. Now same I can get it with the formula also. I will put the formula STDEV dot P. It means it is from the entire population. You see, calculate standard deviation based on the entire population. Okay, so I will just calculate the standard deviation for this. How much it is? Is it same? Calculated from the Excel sheet formula. Are you getting the same value as this, which we have calculated by calculating the variance and taking the square root? Or if it is from the sampling basis, so you will use the formula STDEV dot S, and then you select the data point, your 10 data points. So this is the standard deviation you got. So the standard deviation calculated by the Excel sheet directly and that we calculated using the variance formula is same. Is this same or not? Can you see? 8.384, 8.384, 8.837, 8.837. So when you take it on a sampling basis, you can see that it is little bit higher. When the standard deviation is higher, your capability will be, it will show higher or lower capability. When the standard deviation is high, your capability will be lower, yes, है ना? So it will show you lower. So compared to this, it will show you lower. So you will take more action, not to worry about. Just taking certain advantage of the statistics and showing higher values is not of any use. Actually, it needs to perform. है ना? Customer will monitor your rejection rate. So this is how the standard deviation is calculated. This is how the standard deviation is calculated, and this is used for your process performance calculations. Okay. So I hope it is clear. Any doubt in this one, please ask. I can explain again. अगर कुछ भी doubt है तो, yeah.
Sir, can you go to the fire rate? How to calculate the column 4 to 3rd column?
Which one? Calculate.
In top set. Go to the top.
Okay, here.
Square. What is mean by square?
Yeah, you need to make the square.
This
Square of this.
24.01.
You need to square the differences. That is the formula given.
Yes, sir. Why we are calculating this point?
Why we are calculating?
The square R. Why yes 24.0?
Yeah, it is square of this one. Then it is square of every data. Is the square differences. How much far your data is, every data. You cannot take the minus plus. That's why statistician has given us to square it. So you need to square the difference of each point from the, like, otherwise what will happen if I take the average? You see, if I take the normal average, what is the average? Minus 0.614. Okay, but actually the difference is too much. So instead, to avoid that one, because minus, certain data points will be below average line, certain data points will be above average point. That doesn't mean you are locating at the center. If you take the average of these 2 points, it will lie in the center. When you make the averages of the square differences, it will be different. This is to mitigate the effect of the negative values. Basically, you need to take the absolute values. Okay. So you calculate the difference. You calculate the difference of each data point from the average value. Average line से आपका every data point where it is located, and you then square the difference. Okay, square this difference, and then you take the average. Average will be divided by the n or n minus 1 based on the data, whether it is from the entire population or it is on a sampling basis. Either you divide it by the 10 or 9. If your data points are, for example, 30, if your data points are 30, then you will divide it by either 30 or 29, n minus 1. And then we have calculated, based on this data, we have calculated the standard deviation. You need to take the square root of this, the averages of the square differences. Square root of this one will give you the standard deviation. Or you calculate directly from your Excel sheet, that is also giving the same value. It means how we are calculated step by step and how it is given by the Excel sheet directly, these are same. It means our calculations are correct. Okay. Any question? Any further questions you people have? Yes. Yes, Pawan.
सर ये सैंपल साइज कितना भी रहेगा, जितना कम रहे या ज्यादा रहे उस पर डिपेंड, ये n-1 ही लेंगे क्या हर बार?
हाँ, n-1 यू 100 सैंपल का भी आप कैलकुलेट जब करोगे स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन, ओके, यू टेक 100.
नहीं, जैसे सैंपल साइज कम रहेगा तो वहाँ पे चांसेस ज्यादा है कि अपना डाटा मिसिंग ज्यादा हो रहा है, तो वहाँ पर भी उतना ही होगा, या अपन
नहीं
सपोज
नहीं
50% या 80% ले रहे हैं तो भी
नहीं
उतना ही होगा?
नहीं, उतना ही n-1. And normally when you do the capability analysis, you have to take at least 25 data minimum. Okay.
लेकिन ये तो सर सैंपल साइज पर डिपेंड रहना चाहिए एक्चुअली, क्योंकि
नहीं
अपन सैंपल साइज का भी
नहीं
ट्रेन करेंगे। हाँ,
नो, इट डजंट. दैट इज हाउ द स्टैटिस्टिक्स वर्क, है ना, कि आपको जब सैंपल्स लेने पड़ते हैं ना, व्हेन यू कैरी आउट द कैपेबिलिटी स्टडी, उसका एक रिक्वायरमेंट ही है कि इट शुड बी द ट्रू रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ द दैट टाइम जो आप लेते हो ना, सैंपल जब आप लेते हो तो उसका तो रिक्वायरमेंट ही है कि इट शुड बी द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ द बैच, पर्टिकुलर बैच. तो आप फिर 100 में से 5 लो या 100 में से 25 लो, इट इज रिक्वायरमेंट कि इट शुड बी द ट्रू रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ द बैच. और अगर पार्ट टू पार्ट वेरिएशन बहुत ज्यादा, इट मींस देयर इज सम स्पेशल कॉज प्रेजेंट. और अगर स्पेशल कॉज प्रेजेंट है तो आप देयर इज नो पॉइंट इन कैलकुलेटिंग द कैपेबिलिटी. पहले तो आपको प्रोसेस को स्टैटिस्टिकली स्टेबल करना पड़ेगा. यू नीड टू मेक द प्रोसेस फर्स्ट स्टैटिस्टिकली स्टेबल. और जो प्रोसेस स्टैटिस्टिकली स्टेबल होती है वो प्रेडिक्टेबल होती है ना. एंड कैपेबिलिटी एनालिसिस उसी प्रोसेस का होगा जो स्टैटिस्टिकली स्टेबल है. इट मींस वेरिएशन इज देयर, प्रेडिक्टेबल वेरिएशन है. ओनली थिंग कि कुछ पॉइंट जो डाटा मिस हो सकते हैं उसको लिवरेज करने के लिए आपने वो लेके रखा है. गॉट इट. तो आप 1000 सैंपल का लो, आप करके भी देख लेना. यू कैलकुलेट इट, यू टेक द 1000 सैंपल्स, आप उसका कैलकुलेट कीजिए और उसी में से आप 100 सैंपल लीजिए और उसी का कैलकुलेट करके देख लीजिए, आपको नियर अबाउट सिमिलर मिलेगा. डेफिनेटली देयर विल बी वेरिएशन, बट वो नियर अबाउट आपको सिमिलर मिलेगा. आप वो फैक्टर डिपेंडिंग ऑन द सैंपल्स चेंज नहीं कर सकते हो, है ना. इट इज गिवन इन द बुक, n/1 ही करना है आपको.
ओके,
ठीक है. हाँ, एनी अदर डाउट्स? एंड एनी हाउ व्हेन यू कैलकुलेट ना, एक्चुअली व्हेन यू गो टू द एक्सेल शीट एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स, जब आपके पास 1000 डेटा है ना, यू आर नॉट फॉलोइंग ऑल दिस मेथड, है ना. यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू कैलकुलेट द वेरिएंस एंड देन स्क्वायर रूट. यू आर गोइंग टू यूटिलाइज द फॉर्मूला डायरेक्टली, है ना. आपको जस्ट STD VP डालना है, .P और .S जो भी आपका है वो आपको यूज करना है डायरेक्टली, है ना. ठीक है. तो आप वो फॉर्मूला यूज करोगे, आपको डायरेक्ट वैल्यू मिल जाती है. तो बट आपको पता होना कि उसके पीछे का लॉजिक क्या है, व्हाई यू शुड यूज P व्हेन यू शुड यूज S, है ना. Okay, so I hope now it is clear to you people, and we will just move to the presentation. So now standard deviation till this we have calculated. Tomorrow again, now because today we cannot cover this, just little bit, na? The difference between the control limits and specification limits already we have yesterday we have seen and discussed also, but just for the everybody's knowledge, control limits are the voice of the process जो मैंने कल बताया था, whereas specification limits are the voice of the customer, or you can say the voice of the process designer, how we design the process. Control limits are calculated from the data, whereas specification limits are not calculated from the data, है ना. It is defined by the customer or designer. Your process designer will tell you that for example, the specification for the tightening torque, it is not calculated from the data. It is the requirement based on some validation and all these activities कि हम अगर इतना टॉर्क पे उसको रखेंगे तो चांसेस नहीं है कि टायर निकल के आएगा, है ना. दैट इज द बेसिकली बेस्ड ऑन द वैलिडेशन एंड दैट इज डिफाइंड बाय द कस्टमर, है ना. Whereas the control limits are calculated from the actual data, how your process is performing, how is process is running, based on that it is calculated. Control limit appears on the control chart, whereas when you calculate the histogram, when you prepare the histogram, you are using the specification limit. Control limit will guide for the process actions. What actions you need to take is given by the control limits, whereas specification limit will tell you whether the product is acceptable or not acceptable. The product which is out of control limit is not rejected. Unless and until it is out of specification limit, it is not rejected. But control limit will tell you what action needs to be taken. It will guide you for taking the action. Control limit will tell you what the process is doing, process क्या कर रही है, how the process is running. This is what control limits will tell you. Whereas specification limit will tell you how you want your process to run. How you want your process to run. That is being told by the specification limits. Now tomorrow we are a little bit late. So tomorrow we will go through the steps involved in the SPC, and then we will go through the types of charts, variable charts and attribute types of chart, and then we will start preparing the various types of chart like IMR chart, XMR chart, X bar S chart, X bar R chart. All these things we will run tomorrow. Okay, so any doubts you have, you can raise, else we will close the session. No doubts? Okay, if you have any doubts, you can put it on a say WhatsApp also. So tomorrow I can clarify at the start of the session. If you have any doubt, you can raise, you can write it on the WhatsApp. I can say clarify it tomorrow. Okay, so bye bye for today, and sorry that we got little bit late. So see you people tomorrow, same time. Bye bye, take care, good night.